I'm Sunil. Welcome to my kitchen once more. Today we're going to make a traditional PERSAD, LAPSI and SUHARI. Many people call it by different names. Some people call it SUHARI, some people call it Puri. And so this is a traditional PERSAD that is offered to Devi Durga, especially around this time of NAVRAATRI. So join with me as we make LAPSI and SUHARI. To a bowl, I'm going to add 1 cup of flour. To this flour, I'm going to add 2 to 3 tablespoons of ghee. Now, using your fingers, after washing your hand of course, we combine these 2 ingredients together. Now, using some room temperature water, I'm going to bring this dough together. After kneading your flour and bringing it to this consistency, I roll mine out like this so that it will be easier to cut into parts. Now, you're going to cut into equal parts. I'm using a dough knife. You can use whatever is available. Some people just roll it using their fingers. After cutting them, then we will roll them into little loya or little balls. When making your loyas and rolling the flour dough, you must remember that in order to perform worship, a certain amount is required and prescribed. So when you're making your dough, it is important to check. Remember, when you're doing Durga Puja especially, you need 9 pairs and an extra pair for Bhairava, a doorkeeper. So it means that if you need 9 pairs, it means 9 by 2 is 18, and then you will need 2 additional in order to make your offering to Bhairava. Just a note. So now in a shallow pot or frying pan, we turn on the heat to low, and to this pot I'm going to add some ghee. Ghee that is going to be used for frying the SUHARI. Some people put a lot and some people just put enough that the SUHARI will float around in the ghee. So you can use your own discretion and you can add accordingly. So now we're going to spread the SUHARI. In order for this to happen, we must put some ghee on the board or the tray, or some people traditionally use a leaf. Putting the ghee on the board, now you take the SUHARI and using the tip of your fingers, you spread the dough. And there you have a perfectly round suhari. Now you're going to put this in your hot ghee. The size of the loya determines how big the suhari is going to be. I like them small and petite, and so it fits better in your tray when you're making the offering, so I make them small. These cook very quickly, so after putting them in the oil, you just turn them around, and after turning them around, you take them out. They don't have to cook for a long time. Okay. So now after making our suhari, now we're going to make our lapsi, the filling that goes into this. To a bowl, I'm going to add half cup of flour. The more flour you put, the more lapsi you get. To this, I'm going to add half cup of sugar. Now whisking this together using a whisk. Some people patch the flour before they put the other ingredients in it, but I prefer to do it this way because it is easier. To this, I'm going to add Distinction full cream milk, 2 cups. To this mixture, I'm also going to add 1 can of Distinction evaporated milk. Whisking it together, making sure that I get all of the flour lumps out from it, and dissolving the sugar particles. To this mixture, I'm going to add half can of condensed milk, fresh harvest condensed milk. You can add more if you want it sweeter. Whisking this together to bring all ingredients combined. To this mixture, I'm going to add a pinch of elaichi or cardamom. To this mixture as well, I'm going to add a pinch of nutmeg. To the heated ghee, I'm going to add a few clove buds. Now you must remember that when you put clove in hot oil, it is going to pop. So you have to keep away, a safe distance away. This clove is going to give a flavor to the lapsi. Now to our hot ghee and clove, I'm going to add the mixture. When you pour this mixture in here, you have to be sure to stir constantly because it has a unique way of cladding together very quickly. Your heat at this stage must be medium-low. And you have to be prepared to stand here for a while this flour cooks in this milk and ghee. So after stirring, when you start seeing these bubbles, is an indication that it is almost nearing to the end. You must cook it in sufficient time so that the flour is cooked properly. If flour is not cooked properly, then it doesn't taste good. This is just about done now. I'm going to switch off the stove and I'm going to empty it in a Pyrex dish. Now remember, there are many different versions of making LAPSI and Suhari. This is my version that was taught to me by my grandparents, my grandmothers especially, and is a tradition that we follow in our family. This is how till today we still make LAPSI and Suhari. Now I'm putting my LAPSI on my Suhari. So this is my finished LAPSI and Suhari, all ready and prepared to offer to the Mother Goddess Durga Devi. Using all of these fine ingredients that can be found at PRASAD, the Food King, nationwide. Distinction full cream milk, Distinction evaporated milk, Gold medal pure ghee, Fresh harvest condensed milk, Fresh harvest sugar, white and brown, and various types of flour can be found at PRASAD, the Food King. Join with us for another beautiful recipe video using products that can be found at PRASAD, the Food King, nationwide.